Hello, I'm Eric Dewey Hoffman, lay leader at La Mesa First, and this is the second in a series exploring the history of La Mesa First. Today, we will look at the years 1920 to 1945. In 1920, construction began on the new church located at the southwest corner of Palm and Lemon. D.C. Markham was the architect for the new church building. It was called the Markham Building for many years. This photo of the new church was taken a couple of years later. The worship space had a balcony to accommodate Sunday worship. This balcony was converted into classrooms in the 1940s and today serves as our church offices. Across the street, the story goes that the old church was either sold to two elderly ladies who converted it into a duplex where they could live, or that the three Vernon sisters, Eva, Sadie, and Margaret, bought the old church and remodeled it into 5 apartments to rent. I don't know which story is true, and the building is long gone. 9 ministers served our church during these years, with the 1930s belonging almost entirely to the Reverend Clyde Beecher. After retiring, Reverend Beecher returned to us as an associate pastor. This photo of Reverend Beecher and his wife, Jenny, is from our 1978 directory. The first Easter sunrise service was held on Mount Helix in 1925. Many members of our church were there that morning to worship. If Sunday services are the heart of the church, then church groups are the backbone of church life, to socialize and provide support while doing good work. Here are some of the groups making up La Mesa First in these early years. Since I couldn't find any photos of our own from that time, I've included photos from other Methodist churches with the same names from the 20s and 30s to show that even then, we were connected as Methodists. For instance, the church's Ladies' Aid Society, which eventually became the UMW, United Methodist Women, and then the UWF today, United Women in Faith. Around 1925, the pastor's wife organized a group of young women known as the Kensington Group. This group published a cookbook which became very popular. For programs, they had plays produced by one of their members, and they invited outside speakers on arts and crafts, foreign missions, and other subjects. A luncheon consisting of cream turkey on biscuit, carrots, applesauce, Jell-O salad, and cherry tarts was served for a cost of 30 cents. In the 1930s, poetry readings, afternoon teas, and garden parties became a major part of church life. Church organizations such as the Christian Builders class and several missionary societies were started. The junior church was also organized during this time. The Christian Builders class for people under 40 often sponsored special events, including teas and poetry readings. The Epworth League for young adults hosted a series of late afternoon teas followed by Sunday evening programs. In 1940, the Women's Society of Christian Service was organized, and the Mission Society gave an annual garden party. In the 1930s, the Great Depression brought residential and commercial development in La Mesa to a halt. Several residential developments went bankrupt. It was only the war that brought people back. Ada Harrison, a longtime church member, recalled that until the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the town was dead. There were just 2 or 3 grocery stores and a few other stores. La Mesa was nothing more than a dot on the map. In 1939, after 10 years of negotiations, the Methodist Church South, the Methodist Protestant Church, and the Methodist Episcopal Church, of which our church was a member, united to become the Methodist Church. San Diego became a Navy town during World War II, producing weapons and ships, but life in La Mesa stayed relatively quiet. The end of World War II brought an influx of veterans and young families to San Diego and La Mesa. Factory workers who came here during the war decided to stay. As housing subdivisions were built and filled in, La Mesa was becoming a suburb, with servicemen returning, getting married, and settling in their families into homes. Our church was growing. In 1945, the Reverend Willard Schur planned an expanded church complex on 3 lots south of the church on Palm, now the Education Building. This photo was taken from the back of the Education Building as seen from the church parking lot. I don't know why the back of the Education Building was chosen as the best place for a group photo, but it was. The church had grown to 463 members and was on its way to even bigger things in the coming years. Thank you.